from the insides of the feet up the inner leg area, and then up into the sides of the trunk. So this is kind of in Japanese, this is called the Basara pose, kind of like the thunderbolt pose. So you're getting a good liver opener here. It's softening into it, taking one more breath. Good, and then you can release out, bringing your legs in together here and maybe just drawing them in towards you, just swaying a little side to side. Good, and then think about having a nice long body, so legs can lengthen out, and you can have your palms together, okay? So arms kind of at the sides of your head here, and then keep your hips as the fixed point, and just kind of scoot your legs a little towards the left, and scoot your upper body a little bit towards the left too. So you're kind of making like a crescent shape in your body, trying to ground down through that right shoulder. So again, this is opening really through the gallbladder energy system, really the kind of the side of the neck there, the side of the body, all the way down the outside of the hip into the outside of the foot. So just really feeling this crescent shape, letting the energy flow here. That's it, nice. And then releasing out, so legs, arms coming straight again. And then this time, let your legs scoot a little bit over towards your right side. So your hips are still the fixed point. Doesn't matter how far you go. Remember, with all this work, we're not forcing, we're kind of settling into the sweet spot. No overdoing it. But also your torso can come and bend a little bit towards the right too. So you've got that crescent happening through you. That's it, breathing. So you're opening kind of through the side, the left side of the body with this. So we've got those meridians on both sides of the body. Good. And then releasing out again, and then letting your knees bend. Have your feet come down to the floor about hip distance, and let your arms be at the floor too. You can inhale here and then exhale, press down through your feet. So beginning to lift up into your hips. So kind of nice and strong, making a bridge with your body. So you're kind of opening through the front plane of your body, breathing, strong in your arms too. That's it, one more breath. And releasing down again, and then letting your knees draw in and just holding your knees for a moment, rocking a little bit side to side. Good, and then from here you can link your fingers around your right knee, pressing out through your left leg, rocking all the way up into sitting, or just coming over onto your side and pushing your way up into sitting like that. Okay, so you're in a comfortable cross-legged position here. Okay, and let's see, I just really quick wanted to see if I could, let's see, be nice to show you the liver energy channels here. Okay, anyways, I don't think I can get to the diagrams, but basically the liver lines, they come up basically from this kind of ridge here, and they come up the inner leg area. That's it. And they kind of come up and they kind of bow out here. So you've got one on each side, so into the trunk area too. And then the gallbladder line kind of starts at the side of the eye, and it kind of does some swooping along the sides of your head. Really good, like if you're getting migraines, to kind of do some work with the gallbladder opening up. And then it kind of zigzags down the side of the neck, over the front of the shoulder, and zigzags down through the side of the body, and then kind of into the outside of the foot, or actually the outside of the fourth toe there. Okay, so these are the organ systems of the springtime, trying to really get those into a good place so we can really align with what's happening out in nature. Okay, so hands on your knees and just beginning to rotate a little bit in your upper body, circling here. Good, and then come in the other way too. Good, and then back to center, and then let your feet come together out in front of you. So there's a little bit of space between your heels and your pelvis. Feel your sitting bones on the ground, and you can hold your knees here, or you can take your ankles, or you can take your feet. Then just kind of thinking about lengthening out through the crown of your head. You might even let your chin tuck. You might let your spine round a little bit. Again, finding your sweet spot, kind of opening through the outsides of the hips here. And being there with your breathing, letting things soften and flow. There's this idea that awareness of the body, kind of awareness of the sensations that happen moment to moment, how that's something we can really kind of just be with. And it's kind of like you settle into the flow of the moment when you're feeling sensation after sensation happening. Good. And then releasing out. So coming back up, taking the legs here, flopping your legs side to side, and then turning towards your right, I guess. So towards the short side of the mat, coming into tabletop, and then let your toes tuck under. So lifting up and back, high through your hips. So you're looking back between your legs here. It's fine to bend your knees. And again, if you ever need to take breaks, just bring your knees down, take a couple breaths, and then just come back into it. So you're stretching the back of the body here in this mountain shape. Good. Good. And then you can let your knees come down to the floor for a moment, and then step your right foot forward. Okay, I'm going to do my left to mirror you, but you step your right foot, your outside foot forward, and you can hang here, or if it's comfortable, you can let the back toes tuck, lift into your back knee, and just kind of rocking into a runner's lunge for a moment here. That's it. And then back knee can come down, and just see if you can now square off with the front here, with the screen. So you're in a high kneel, your knees are under your hips, and then step that same foot out. So the right foot can come out to the side here. Okay, right hand can be on your hip or on your leg. Inhale, let your left arm lift, and then exhale, kind of curving your way towards your right side. It's fine to bend the elbow. It's fine also to just reach away from you. So you're kind of opening through this, again, the liver line, right? Kind of the inner leg up into the front of the trunk. So it gets the top of the liver line on your left side, and then it gets the inside of the leg, the bottom part of the liver line on your right. Just kind of be in there with that, breathing, letting things soften and release. That's it. And then releasing. So left hand can come down to your yoga block or a pillow or the floor. Right foot grounds down, and just reaching up through your right fingertips here. So really expanding through your chest. And then again, if you like, you can really open into the Gall Bladder channel by having the arm come towards the side of the face, even just a little bit. So from that right foot all the way through to your right fingertips, just really letting the Gall Bladder flow line, any areas that feel like you've got tension, just kind of trying to soften and release into those. That's it. And then arm can come back up. So coming back up into a high kneel. Okay, so once again, you might need to bounce out. So you can either be in a high kneel, okay, or you can be in a low kneel, where you're just sitting back on your heels. So whatever works for you. Okay, you might even need a blanket under your knees if it feels a little rough. I think I'll do a high kneel just for now. So have your fingertips coming onto your shoulders, and then just think about being nice and soft and kind of pliable. Just kind of bringing your elbows up and down towards the side of the body. So again, thinking about the springtime and everything that's happening in nature, all the new grasses, the trees, the flowers, those kinds of things. There's really, it's kind of like the universe has, there's really a yielding. There's kind of like an underlying kindness happening in order to allow all of that diversity and that, that kind of creativity out there. So if you can kind of set that up in your body too, just kind of allowing it to move and play a little bit, that's nice for the creativity side of things. Good. And then you can come up and then just thinking about rotating now from side to side. Hands can be on your shoulders again here. That's it. Having a softness, opening into it. Good. And then come back to center. And then this time turn towards the left side. So once again, hands are going to come down under your shoulders, knees under your hips. And then once again, like before, let your toes tuck under, lifting up and back through your hips, looking back between your legs. So you're opening through, again, the back of your body. Really let yourself be nice and strong and grounded like a mountain shape here, like a mountain. Good, and then knees can come down to the floor again. This time step your left foot forward. So again, it'll be the outside foot, the foot that's away from the computer or the phone. And you can stay here and hang out, or you can let the back toes tuck under again and just kind of rocking a little forwards and backwards through the lunge. Good, and then knee can come down again. Once again, just seeing if you can square off with the front here. So you're in a high lunge again. Again, you may need a little blanket underneath your right knee. Step your left foot out to the side. Outer edge of the foot can ground down. Left hand on your hip. Inhale, right arm lifts. And then exhale, you can kind of curve your way into that side stretch again. Good, so you're opening kind of through the bottom half of the liver line on your left side and really kind of through the right top part of the liver line. That's it, breathing. And again, when this inner creativity is kind of blocked, like when the energy isn't flowing smoothly through these systems, it's kind of like we can't like manifest our own creativity. We can't kind of do what we want to do in life. And there's typically a sense of like irritation or anger associated with things when the creativity can't manifest. Good, so right hand can come down and then let your left arm reach up this time. So really expanding through your chest. And again, if you want to open into the gallbladder, just kind of letting the arm come a little more towards the side of your face. Rooting down through that left foot, keep your breathing flowing. Last few weeks, we've really been looking at the lungs too, and just simply trying to breathe, even if you just breathe ever so slightly more deeply, it doesn't take much. That can really begin to free things up in the lungs. That's it, one more breath. And releasing out again, coming into the high kneel again. And then again, your choice. You can either do a low kneel, the seiza position, or you can be up high. So once again, same exact thing as before, just kind of having a kind of like a gentleness, a pliability here, just kind of bouncing a little bit side to side. You can imagine you're a piece of grass or like a flower or something spring-like. That's it, a lot of softness there, a lot of potential. Good. And then again, just rocking, twisting, rotating from side to side. Good, and then coming back to center. So sitting down again and just seeing if you can, so feet are down out in front of you, knees bending, hands can come down, fingers pointing away from you. I'll turn just a little bit so maybe you can see more. And then just see if you can lift off in your hips. And for you, this might be where you just stay. This is fine, okay? Or you may kind of come onto the balls of the feet and kind of walk your hands in a little bit. And then again, this sense of just kind of like an underlying sense of kindness towards whatever movement the body needs to make. Just like a gentleness there, just setting up a kind of a rock. So you're kind of pushing out through one knee, come into the other side, pushing out through the other knee. Again, really opening through this liver pathway. Continuing to breathe, letting your lungs be nice and full and free. That's it. And then again, sinking back, hips on the floor, lengthen out through your legs, bouncing out into your knees, your legs. If you want to do some circles in your ankles, you can. Moving into your toes, and then coming the other way too. And then make your way up into standing. So coming to stand on your mat here. So take a wide stance, one leg's distance or so. So you can think about your feet angling out. I've got my feet angling out now about maybe 45 degrees, something like that. So whatever feels good for you. And then let your knees track in line with your toes, okay? So they'll kind of be bending in line with the toes. Hands can be on your hips. So again, kind of opening through the liver pathways here. And then palms can be together. And from here, again, like we were doing on our backs to start out, just have that same hand position where your arms come towards the sides of your face. Your palms are squeezing together. You might even be kind of squeezing the sides of your head with your arms. So you're reaching up through your arms, through your fingers, and you're also sinking down through your legs. So again, this is really getting the top part too. This is a really good kind of strong stance, and also good for letting things free up in this liver area. Continuing to breathe. If you need to take breaks, you can always just soften into the legs a little and then come into it. You might even find you have kind of like heat or feelings of frustration or irritation kind of beginning to surface and clear when your body comes into this kind of a position here. That's it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. And then release your arms, release your legs, step your feet in together and just bouncing out a little bit into your legs. Okay, so once again, step wide. Maybe one leg's distance, or maybe not quite, maybe a little bit shorter. So hands can be on your hips here. So you can inhale, and then on your exhale, it's kind of like your torso aligns with your right leg. So you kind of come forward. You might even have the right knee bending. That's fine if you need that, or you can even have the hands on the knee, okay? And then inhale, you come back up, okay? And then exhale, you come towards the left. Again, if you need to have the hands on the legs to support you, totally do that, okay? Inhale, coming up, and then exhale again, diagonally, lining up with that right leg. Good, inhale, exhale. So going at your own speed. Again, opening into this kind of, this liver system. That's it. Knees can be nice and soft. Last set here. Good. And then once you come back up, so we'll just hold it on each side for a couple of breaths this time. So you can inhale and then exhale. You can kind of come towards that right leg. And if it's comfortable for you, again, the right knee can be bending a little or a lot. You can have the hand on the bending knee, or you can have fingertips down on the floor. Just kind of folding over that right leg, rooting down through your left foot. Chin can even tuck. Breathing here. That's it. And then when you're ready, you might need to bend the knee as you inhale, come up. Okay, and then we'll come over towards the left side now. So inhale, and then exhale, you can come down. Again, hands might need to be on a bending knee, or you can bring fingertips down to the floor. Just kind of folding over that left leg, aligning your torso, almost like the center of your torso with that left leg. That's it. And then again, you can come back up and out of it. And then once again, just step your feet in together, shaking out a little bit. Okay, so see if you can come down. Feet might have to angle out a little bit, just kind of coming down into like a frog squat. So I've got my heels off the ground. You can have the heels off the ground, or they can connect down, either way. So the idea is this is the inhale, and then the exhale, you kind of lengthen into your legs. So legs are in line. You can have bending knees, that's fine. And so the exhale, you're folding forward. Hands can be on your legs or just dangling down. Good. So once again, inhale, sinking into the frog squat. That's it. Exhale, folding forward in a good way. Good. Inhale, sinking down. Might need to turn the toes out. Exhale, folding into it. Again, so finding your own rhythm here, taking your time. If you want to go slower or faster, that's totally all right. Just kind of moving with it. Good. 1 or 2 more sets. That's it. And just seeing if you can come back up into standing. Might need to bend your knees and roll up. Okay, so just take a breath or two here. Let things settle. Noticing how you can feel, how the energy feels in your body, how your breathing feels. Good. And then just come forward for a few breaths this time. So really just try to hold it. Again, you might have the knees bend, okay, with your hips pushing back, and you might just stay here. This might be enough of a stretch for you. Or you may find that you just kind of really dangle. Some people like to hold opposite elbows. That's fine. Just kind of dangling down, looking back between your legs. Good. And then again, knees can bend, press down through your feet, rolling all the way up again. Okay. And once again, standing tall. So right arm can be at your side. Okay. And on your inhale, just let your left arm reach all the way up towards the ceiling, those fingertips. And then on your exhale, again, just kind of finding that side stretch. It's fine to bend the elbow. Again, it's fine to reach out if that feels better. Again, kind of opening through that gall bladder channel, side of the neck, the shoulder, the side of your body. That's it. And then releasing back up. Okay, take 1 leg's distance or so in your feet here, and then right toes can turn, point towards the right side of the room, and then you can inhale, let your arms lift, pushing back through your left fingers, and exhale, just kind of sinking into it, looking over that right hand. you've kind of got like a strong warrior stance going on here, feeling how grounded and rooted you can be down through your lower body, feeling that power, and then also stretching through your arm. Good, and then right hand or elbow can come onto your front knee, okay, whatever works. Left arm can reach up. So you're expanding through your chest, or again, if you want to really hit the gallbladder, you can kind of let the arm come towards the side of your face, rooting down through the back foot. And again, settling into a good place and just really being with your breathing. And again, letting your breathing be just ever so slightly more deep. Good, and then on your next inhale, you can come back up. Right foot can angle in and step your feet in together, shake out a little bit. Okay, so legs, again, hip or shoulder distance, knees are soft. Left arm at your side, inhale, right arm can lift up this time. And then exhale again, kind of like a long piece of bamboo, just bending towards the left. So the gallbladder traditionally is known as the official of decision making, like the official of good judgment within the community of your body. So this idea that the liver is kind of the official of planning, that creativity, kind of moving forward with things in life, like making them happen. But the gallbladder is tied to that. There's this sense of like exercising good judgment, being a good decision maker versus kind of not having so much of that going on. So that's kind of the dimension of things for the gallbladder. Good. And then releasing out. Okay, so we'll go towards the left this time. So one leg's distance, feet are parallel, and then left foot can turn, left knee can bend in line with the toes, so hips are square, and then you can let your arms lift and sinking into it, looking over that left hand. Feeling strong, letting your breathing be a little bit deeper. Breathing all the way down into the bottoms of your lungs. And then left hand or elbow can be on your front knee. Right arm can reach up, or again, you can have the arm towards the side of the face. Really rooting down through that back foot, stretching into it, letting that energy flow through your side. And then coming back up, left foot angles in and stepping your feet, again, all the way in together, bouncing out. Step a little wider than shoulder distance, knees are soft, sinking down, and then just let your arms swing a little bit side to side. Okay, you might even lift off in the opposite heel back there, letting your arms and your body be nice and free. That's it. And then coming back to center here. Okay, so once again, come down into sitting. Actually come into a tabletop where, again, you're facing the right side of your mat here. Okay. Okay, and then for this next one, just think about the right knee coming behind your right hand. Okay, so you might even hang out here for a moment. Can always have hands on blocks if that would help. And then think about the right, so this is your outside leg, right? It's the leg away from the computer, even though it's my left, it's your right. And so kind of make an angle with the knee, okay? And it might just barely be angling in, that's fine. Or you might bring the lower leg so it's parallel to the top leg, that's fine. So you've got the right hand behind the right knee behind your right hand. And just stay kind of in like a perched position here for a moment or two. You can always have like a cushion or a pillow under that right hip if that feels like supportive. All right, and then you can stay here, or you're welcome to then kind of bring your elbows, your body down over that front leg. So you might have elbows under the shoulders, or you might have the elbows kind of splaying out. So again, you're getting that outside of the right hip. You're getting the gallbladder pathway here. Okay, so you're also getting a good hip opener. Just kind of hanging out, breathing with it. And then if you want to do a little bit more with that, you can kind of walk your body. So root down through that right hip. You can kind of walk your body, scoot your body a little bit towards your left side. So again, you're kind of setting up a kind of a bend through the right side of the body, through the right hip, through the right side of the neck. It's almost like your left ear is going to be making its way towards that left shoulder. So really opening through this side body area. Finding the sweet spot, just being with your breathing, letting things melt here. That's it. And then again, coming back to center here. And once again, just pushing down, come back into a tabletop position. Make sure your hips, everything's feeling all right. Okay. And then just see if you can have your big toes come together here. Okay. So your feet come together, your knees can splay out. They might even be wider than the mat. It depends. No forcing. So you can either just kind of you might just have the hands down and hang here, or you might let your elbows again come down under your shoulders, or you may feel that you kind of have, you can let your elbows bend, and you might even be able to have kind of the right side of your face on the floor here. So you're kind of opening through the inner legs. Some people will even reach the arms straight out to the side, so you're in kind of like a T shape with the arms. No forcing, so you're opening again through the inner legs, also up into the trunk area. So getting the liver area. Continuing to breathe. And letting things soften. That's it. And then when you're ready, again, coming back up, walk your hands in. Easy does it. Walk your legs in together here. So you're in tabletop again. Okay, and move as you need to. Make sure your legs and your hips are feeling okay. And then coming to sit down once again, just facing the screen here. And left leg can just be bending normally. And you can either reach out through the right leg if the knee isn't 100%, or you can have the right knee bend and you can have the top of the foot on the floor. So you're kind of pointing back through the right toes. Can always sit on a blanket if you want. So feeling some space in your hips here. And again, no forcing. If this right leg needs to come long, that's fine. So right hand can be on your right leg or on your left. Left hand behind you or fingertips behind you. Inhale, sitting tall, lengthening through the crown of your head. And then exhale, turning towards your left side. Just kind of be in there with that twist. That's it. And then releasing out. So staying in the leg position, just reach up through your right arm. So you can either stay here or hand can come onto the crown of your head. So you're lifting up through the right elbow, or the hand can come down to the nape of your neck. So your fingers are pointing down your back. And then again, turning a little bit towards your left. So there's a little bit of a twist there. And you might even find you kind of lean back into that left hand a little bit, really lifting up through the right elbow. So you're kind of opening from that right knee all the way through that leg, up through the right elbow. So again, this is a good liver line opener into the trunk area. In Japanese, this is called the manji pose, the sun wheel pose. Again, you might have heat releasing, just kind of being there with the moment-to-moment sensations of the stretch, letting the energy move, and releasing out. And then right leg can lengthen out here, okay? And then left leg too, just bouncing into your legs a little bit. And then keep the right leg long. Let your left foot come to the inside of the right foot. And again, if you need to bend the knee a little bit to kind of come forward, that's fine. Or you can inhale your arms up. And then exhale, you can fold forward. Hands coming to a comfortable spot here on that front leg. That's it, relaxing and opening here. Finding that sweet spot, noticing where the areas, where there's a little bit of tension going on, areas that feel a little closed off, and you can just rest your attention on those areas. Just kind of, and they'll begin to change. They'll begin to free up, to soften. That's it. One more breath. And on your inhale again, you can come all the way back up, reaching up, and then releasing. So again, comfortable cross-legged position. Okay, and you can always sit on a blanket or something if this is uncomfortable. And just for a moment or two, you can let your eyes close, just tuning into your breathing. And tuning into your body. We've done a number of poses on one side of the body there, on that right side. Just noticing if you can feel a difference. Noticing what it's like to spend a little bit of time opening into these areas and how that feels in comparison to the other side. Good. And then, so we'll shift and we'll come, this time we'll be over towards the left side. Okay, so again, start in the tabletop position and we'll have the outside leg again. So this will be your left knee this time, even though it's my right, it'll be your left. So just kind of stay perched for a moment. And then you can let the left lower leg make an angle at the knee. It might just barely be angling in, or you might bring it so it's like a 90-degree angle even. Okay, no forcing. Again, just stay in the perched position for a couple of breaths, letting your hips kind of sink down, being nice and heavy here. And then when you're ready, you may feel you want to just come forward a little bit. Just bend the elbows, or elbows can come down to the floor, or the elbows can splay out. And think about your hips kind of sinking down. You can always have a blanket or a pillow under that left hip if you need a little bit more support. So you're opening through the outer edge, the outer side of the left hip. And again, just if it feels right, you can root down through the hips there. The back leg stays the same, but you're just then kind of scooting your body towards your right. So you're really kind of from that left knee, that left hip, you're setting up, again, a side bend through the left side of the body. You might even have your right ear, kind of coming towards your right shoulder a little bit. So again, that side of the neck area where the gallbladder line flows, the side of the head, the side of the trunk, and then into the hip there. So again, finding the sweet spot and then just resting there, just breathing, just kind of coaxing things to soften and open. You might even notice energy flowing through the side now as you pay more attention. Good, and then taking one final breath here. And when you're ready, again, you can come back to center. Okay, and then again into tabletop. Easy does it. Okay, do what you got to do to make sure that leg, your hips are doing okay. And then once again, have a wide base here. Maybe just a little bit, maybe pretty wide. And you can kind of sink down into your hips. And this might be a good place to hang out. Or again, you're welcome to, you can have cactus arms here, elbows bending. You might even have arms reaching out. And you can have the left side of your face on the floor. That's it, just finding a good place to go here. Again, opening through the inner legs into the trunk and being with your breathing. And one more breath. That's it. And then again, you can come back up and out of it and bring your legs in. Again, maybe tabletop, sitting down. Again, comfortable cross-legged position. Okay, and then this time, right leg bending naturally. Left knee can bend. And you can have the top of the foot come down to the floor, toes pointing back. Or again, if it feels better to just have the left arm, the left leg long, that's okay. So left hand can be on the left knee or the right hand behind you, sitting tall. And then exhale, beginning to twist towards your right side. One more breath. That's it. Releasing out. And then left arm again. You can reach up and stay here, or hand on the head, or again, hand at the nape of the neck. So fingers are pointing down your back and your left elbow is lifting. So again, you can turn a little bit, and this might be enough, just lifting through that elbow. Or you might even kind of lean back a little towards that right hand, kind of set up a little bit of a curve through the front left side of the body there. Good, and then releasing out. Okay, left leg can lengthen out. Okay, right leg can too, just bouncing into your knees for a moment. And then left leg stays, right foot on the inside of your thigh. Again, you can always bend the left knee and just come forward. Stay here. Or if you want, inhale up and then exhale, reaching forward, folding into it. Coming over that left leg and then just being here in that sweet spot. No forcing. That's it. So Shinzan Roshi, my teacher in Japan, he used to talk about seated meditation as zazen, okay, seated meditation. And he talked about kind of like the movement practice the daily life practice, he called that dozen, which is kind of like moving meditation, moving Zen. So this kind of yoga practice that we're doing, it's embodying that mind of meditation through awareness and presence and kind of feeling things. Good. And then releasing out, coming back up. Okay. And again, comfortable cross-legged position. Have your right leg out in front. So again, the source point now, so a lot of these energy pathways, they have different points, right? So the source point, an important point on the liver line, is basically this ridge, okay, between the tendon of the big toe on the big toe tendon there, and then the second toe tendon that comes up into the foot. So it's actually in that valley there. Not sure if you can see that, kind of like here. So you can I'm kind of pressing a little bit towards the big toe side. So just with your left hand, just kind of pressing in there, you'll find a pretty sensitive point probably. And once you get it, this is a really nice way of boosting, kind of stimulating the line. So what you do is you take an inhale, and then you take an exhale, and you really relax. And then you kind of push into it nice and hard, and you just keep breathing and relaxing, kind of letting it shoot up your leg. Do that for about 10 seconds. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. So it might even be a little bit painful, right? That point, you can kind of tell a lot from the points and how they feel. But even a little bit of gentle, pain, a little bit of sensitivity, it's good for kind of aligning things, balancing things out. So doing the left side too. So again, that ridge between the big toe and the little toe on the foot, so kind of in that valley between the tendons there, kind of pressing against the big toe side. So you can inhale here, and then exhale, relaxing, and really pressing into it, relaxing your left leg, letting that energy kind of flow through the leg here. Good. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. And then releasing out again, shaking out. Okay. And then once again, coming onto your back. Okay. So remember that kind of that Basara shape that we did earlier. So once again, soles of your feet together, knees opening out. You might even have a little tuck in your belly, and arms at the sides of your head. So you're kind of squeezing your palms together, your arms together. So a little bit tricky, but okay, so on your inhale, see if you can lift off in your arms and shoulders and head over towards the left leg, okay? So you're kind of coming up and diagonally, and then exhale, release. Good. Inhale, come up and diagonally over towards the right leg. Good. Exhale, release. So like this, just kind of pulsing with it. Inhale, come up towards the left, diagonally. Exhale, release. Inhale up towards the right. Release. That's it. Do another set or two here. This is really strengthening into the liver channel. So we've been stretching a lot, opening, and then we also kind of want to kind of strengthen into things. Kind of just fostering that integrity in the liver area. Good. One more set. Good. And then just take a breath or two here. Again, if you need to release your arms or legs, you can. And then we'll just do the final thing, which is just holding it, okay? So just see if you can inhale and come up towards that left leg, and then just kind of stay lifted here. So arms are nice and strong, pressing your hands together. That's it, really squeezing through the right, or through the left trunk area. Nice and strong. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing down for a breath. And then when you're ready, coming up towards the right, so inhale, lifting up, over towards that right leg, kind of diagonally, squeezing through the front right rib area. That's it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And then releasing down, releasing your arms, bringing your legs together here. And you might even need to draw your knees in towards you and sway a little bit in your knees here. Okay. And then you can have your feet on the floor again, about hip distance, arms at your sides, palms down. Inhale here, and then exhale, press down through your feet and just kind of lifting into your hips a little bit, lifting into your back. So again, just coming into that kind of bridge shape, and letting your breathing be nice and free, nice and open. And last breath. Good. And then again, you can release your hips and your back down. You might let your knees come in. You can flop your knees a little bit side to side. And then from here, if you have any final positions or movements or things that you need to do, you're more than welcome to do what you got to do. Take your time, no rush. Once you finish up, though, just for the last few minutes, coming to lie back. Legs and arms can fall out to the sides. Hips and shoulders can open. Or you can have a hand on the chest and a hand on the belly if that feels good. If it's comfortable for you, allowing your eyes to close. And just tuning into the rising and sinking, the ebbing and flowing of the breathing in your belly. Just being there with the flow of your breath, with the flow of the energy in your system. Just kind of allowing the universe to flow through you. So we did a decent amount of work on really aligning in a healthy way with the springtime, nourishing those important organ systems that are associated with the springtime, the liver energy system and the gallbladder system. You know, when things are kind of blocked off and stuck, unbalanced in these areas, there's that sense typically of anger or irritation, frustration. It's like we can't really live the life we want to live. That creativity gets stunted when we're working towards really getting things flowing and moving and having these areas be in a place of balance and health and energy. There's that dimension of creativity and kind of like an underlying kindness towards your system and towards your life. It's kind of like the inner flowering, the inner blossoming that can happen within us, which really blends with what's going on outside. So during these last few minutes, just really being there with your breathing, relaxing into it, letting the yoga practice you've just done really permeate your system and benefit you. Inhaling, exhaling, releasing, relaxing, being with your breathing. And when you can feel ready, gently beginning to move into your fingers and toes. And when you can feel ready, coming to rest on your right shoulder, on your right side. And when you can feel ready in your own time, coming all the way up into a comfortable seated position. Taking a final breath or two here. Bringing your palms together, rubbing into your palms, tapping over your eyebrows, tapping from the crown of your head, down the back of your neck, all the way to your lower belly. So grounding and centering here in your core, in your hara area. Okay, great. Well, thank you so much to everybody for coming. Yeah, it's totally donation based. So if things are a little bit tight for you, just feel free. Don't let that stop you from coming. Just come and no big deal. The donations do help though too. So feel free to make a donation. And feel free, often at the end, it's nice to like dedicate your practice to somebody or something. I suggest maybe today we could dedicate our yoga practice to everybody that's kind of, suffering, having a hard time with the coronavirus stuff. There's a lot of fear out there, a lot of uncertainty. So if you like, you can join me just in dedicating your practice to